880 ESPN Radio.
And a good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed the Michael K. Show. We thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. How great are sports? To get a night like last night. Those that are rooting for the Yankees, those that are rooting against the Yankees, those that are rooting for the Blue Jays, those that root against the Blue Jays, it had everything. It is unscripted, is unexpected, at any moment a great moment, at any moment a terrible moment, according to who you're rooting for. Yankee fans were dead in the water when the Yankees were down 6-1. They were dead in the water after Vlad Guerrero hit that 2-run home run in the first inning, where you're pulling your hair out and going, they can't get this guy out. There was every reason to give up, throw up your hands, and already, following it on social media, fire Boone, fire Cashman, this team's a joke, blah, blah, blah. People gave up. That's the beauty, by the way, of social media. You actually could see the frauds. You could see the people I give up that aren't the real fans. Because they want their thoughts out immediately. So they just get it out there. They stink. They didn't show up. They're going to get swept. What an embarrassment. It's out there. But there's a certain DNA that some people have that they don't care about looking like fools. So those people, it's all there. The receipts are there. That gave up at 6-1. Now, I don't blame you. I didn't feel good about it. How could you? But I didn't put it out there in the universe so that it could come back to haunt me. And the flip side also, for all the people that hate the Yankees, the Red Sox fans are really piling on. Oh, you won 2 games at Yankee Stadium in a wild card round. Yippee. You won 2 more games than... Well, now they've won 3 more games than you. I mean, that's just the way it works, right? But that's another story for another day. And it happens every single day. I'm sure it'll happen again today. But this will be known moving forward as the Aaron Judge game until tonight. So that's the warning I want to give all of you. Now, Aaron Judge is everybody's favorite son today. And I mentioned this yesterday. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So despite coming into yesterday's game hitting .444 in the postseason, still wasn't enough. No extra base hits, not getting big hits. He's not anything. He's never been great. He's never been clutch. He only hits in the regular season. So for one night, he shut you up. Now, for those that are in the Aaron Judge camp and they realize how special this guy is, don't celebrate. Don't. Because if Aaron Judge doesn't have a big night tonight and the Yankees lose, the narrative will start again. That's all there is to it. But the fact that he hit that home run against Louis Varland in the 4th inning on a pitch that, since they've been tracking such things dating back to 2008, no one has hit a pitch that hard, that far inside, out of the ballpark. No one, ever. And he did it with the searing pressure of an elimination game. A majestic high fly ball that bounced off the left field foul pole and set off bedlam in the Bronx. And he'd gotten a hit earlier that was big too. And they got intentionally walked, ended up getting caught in a rundown, allowing Bellinger to get the third where he scored. And then he made 2 great plays in the outfield. He had a tour de force game that is befitting somebody who's a 2-time MVP and might be a 3-time MVP. What a night for him. But remember, it's only as good as what have you done for me now. So all those people, I know how it works now. After all these years, I've finally gotten it. You lie in wait. Because the odds are that he's going to make it out in the big spot at some point. And then you'll say, well, that's the real guy. No, he hit a home run when they were already down 2-0. He didn't do anything when the bases were loaded in game 1. He struck out. The narrative is always going to be shaped the way you want it to. And the only way you kill the narrative for good is if Judge goes on to have a postseason like Alex Rodriguez had in 2009. And those are rare to have because that stopped the narrative for Alex, too. Because after the 2009, if you take a look at the history, Alex got pinch hit for by Raul Ibanez, by Joe Girardi in a playoff game. But nobody ever knocked him again because he had that tour de force 2009. Maybe 2025 is Judge's coming out party in terms of big games. But I'm glad he hit that home run for this reason, because what was able to be surfaced were the numbers that would prove that the narrative is not all that correct. You know, people forget that he had that home run against Emmanuel Clase last year in the ALCS. Now, that was a game the Yankees ended up losing, so it didn't seem like a big deal. It was a big deal at the time. It was a huge home run. But that home run yesterday was the 6th home run that Aaron Judge has hit in an elimination game when his team is facing elimination. 6th. Only David Ortiz has that many in the history of baseball. 6 home runs in an elimination game. He also has 17 postseason home runs. So the way it's been portrayed is that he's a complete hack in the postseason. He's done nothing. Now, before yesterday, I think his postseason batting average was 200. Obviously, that's not the player he is. And obviously, pressure plays a role. Because the last time the Yankees came back from 0-2 down, was in 2017 against the then Indians. I think Judge was 1 for 21 with 17 strikeouts. Obviously, the pressure of the moment got to him. But he's so sure of himself, and he's such a great hitter that it was only a matter of time before he had a game like he had last night when they needed it the most. And Michael K sitting here and telling you how amazing what he did yesterday means nothing. But when you scroll your timeline on social media, on X, and you see all these great players marveling that he could do what he did, it tells you how special it was. Derek Jeter on the Fox postgame show said, there's one human being on the planet that could hit that pitch for a home run. That's Aaron Judge. That's Derek Jeter who said that. One of the great winners of all time. All the guys on MLB Network, Dan Plesac, they marveled that he could hit that ball out. To keep your hands in on a fastball that's in off the plate and somehow hit a home run, really, really startling. But there are other moments in the game that you have to celebrate if you're a Yankee fan. Jazz Chisholm's home run. Stanton had a big hit. Wells had some big hits. But the biggest thing to me was what the bullpen did. And also, the guy you hate the most. He had a pretty good game. Aaron Boone had a pretty good game. That's going to be hard for the run him out of town crowd. He pushed every correct button, every one, when it came to the bullpen. Everyone from Cruz to Doval to Hill to Devin Williams to David Bednar. He knew right away that Rodón did not have it. Rodón was awful yesterday. There's no getting around it. He was awful. Yankees bailed him out. And I know that there's probably some people out there, he took him out too late. Well, we said this yesterday. The leash could not be as short as you wanted it to be because the bullpen was so unreliable. So when it got to 4-0, he had he pretty much, or 6-1, he had to take him out. And the Yankees still had some juice in it that they could actually get back into the game, and they did, and they ended up winning the game. Another knock on Boone from yesterday. He couldn't challenge the play at second base where Wells was called out when he was clearly safe. First of all, he wasn't clearly safe. I don't know if that would have been overturned. But if you were in that dugout, you would have challenged each of the 2 plays that Boone challenged. I cannot believe that the catcher's interference was not overturned. And also the hit by pitch, I can't believe that wasn't overturned. Now, there is somebody in the back room that looks at the video and tells Boone whether or not to challenge. That's not Boone. Now, if the guy and the guy that they have doing that is unbelievable, his rate of success is unbelievable. A guy named Brett Weber. If he says challenge, he thinks it's a sure thing to challenge. So Boone challenged. But again, you got to find something to hate about Boone. Get it, got it, good. But you can't knock the way he used the bullpen yesterday. And the amazing thing is he used the bullpen in such a way that he didn't overuse everybody, and they're all available tonight. Can't say the same thing about John Snyder, who I love John Snyder, by the way. If John Snyder ever retires as a manager, he could be a broadcaster. He's honest. He has a great voice. He's forthright. He's tremendous. Tremendous. And I know him personally. He's a terrific guy. But he had to use almost his entire bullpen. And why is that significant? Because the entire bullpen is going to have to be used tonight. They're going with a bullpen game tonight. He's starting Lewis Varland tonight. And the Yankees have seen the bullpen now twice. Twice. On Sunday and on Tuesday, and they hit them both hard twice. So the Yankees have to feel good about things. They have Cam Schlittler on the mound. Now, we'll get into specifics about Schlittler, but I will tell you this. Cam Schlittler pitched twice against the Blue Jays this year and got hammered both times. Had his worst start of his young career against the Blue Jays early in September at Yankee Stadium. We'll give you those numbers as we move along a little bit later on. But, he said after the game yesterday, and I agree with him, I'm a different pitcher than I was even then. Because he incorporated a two-seamer against the Red Sox. But one thing that I would warn, the Blue Jays ain't the Red Sox. Red Sox are not a good offense. They didn't have Roman Anthony. They're not really a home run threat team. They do swing and miss enough. Blue Jays are much, much more difficult. Much more difficult. So it's going to be quite a test tonight at the stadium for the Yankees to force this to a Game 5 in Toronto. But they lived to tell another day. And this is why, and I've said it before, I usually say it about 5 shows a year. A game like last night, with all the drama, all the intrigue, all the strategy, all the great moments, all the forever moments. That's why we keep coming back to this thing we call sports, where we've got fools making fools of themselves a lot, saying things that you scratch your head and say, why would they say that? Doing things where you scratch your head and go, why would they do that? All the ancillary nonsense, too, that you get with sports. And you wonder, why do I keep investing in this? Nights like last night is why you keep investing in this. That's why. Forever moments. If you're a dad or a mom, that's something you could talk to your kids about in 20 years. Remember when Judge hit the home run that tied the game in the elimination game? Remember that? Do you remember that? It's amazing. Sports are amazing. You don't get it anywhere else. That's why streamers, broadcasters, broadcast networks, that's why they pay so much money to own sporting rights. Why? Because it's not scripted. There's no ending that's been written by somebody. Every player gets a chance to write his own ending. Yesterday, Aaron Judge wrote a completely different story than the one that's been written about him by most of the public and some in the media as well. I get it all the time from my co-hosts, the callers. Oh, I don't care what he does during the regular season. If he doesn't do anything in the postseason, well, what does it mean? Well, the regular season stuff kind of means a lot because it gets you into the postseason, but people seem to forget that. I would like to end this portion just to tell you that I hope you realize what you're watching. And not because of yesterday. I hope you realize what you're getting a chance to see. Like, I've been fortunate enough in my life to live through Michael Jordan and to see what he did. And other great players. And Tom Brady. Even if you don't like the Patriots, you got a chance to experience it. Jordan, LeBron. Bonds, even if you say, okay, he got there through sketchy ways, well, still an unbelievable player. The Yankees of the 90s. You're getting a chance to live through Aaron Judge, live through the Aaron Judge years, where if you're lucky enough to live another 40 years, you'll still be talking about the stuff that this guy did. And maybe, according to how this season turns out, you'll be talking about what he did on a Tuesday night in October at Yankee Stadium, where he put together the greatest visual resume tape that you'll ever see for a great player, doing something that most great players say can't be done, hitting that pitch the way he did, making plays in the outfield, running the bases the right way, inspiring his teammates. This is what you get if you're living in this time and watching this guy play. A lot of those within the sound of my voice, there are some that are lucky enough that they did. We didn't see Mickey Mantle play in his prime. We didn't see Joe DiMaggio. We didn't see Gehrig. We didn't see Ruth. We didn't see it. So we read about it. But this, you've seen. You're watching this in real time. You're one of the lucky ones. You could say, I was there when. I watched him hit 62 home runs. I watched him maybe win 3 MVPs. I watched that Tuesday night in October in 2025 when he put together one of the glittering big game performances that you'll ever see. I got to see that. I hope you soak it in. Because Aaron Judges don't come around all the time. They don't. If you get one a generation, you're thrilled. But we're getting 2. We're getting Judge and we're getting Ohtani doing stuff that has never been done before. Isn't it kind of neat to be living in a time where we're seeing things that will be talked about 100 years from now in reverence? And we're living it. And if you don't enjoy it and you're only looking at the negative, well, before last night, you never did anything in the postseason. Well, I just told you he's had 6 home runs in elimination games. Only David Ortiz has done that. So he's done something. Has he played to the level of what he's done in the regular season? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he hasn't done nothing. I guess that's my point. Because the way it's been portrayed is he's done absolutely nothing. Well, did you miss the 17 postseason home runs? Did you miss the 52 home runs as a rookie? The 62 home runs to break the record? The 58 home runs? The 53 this year? You missed those? That's pretty special stuff. My plea to you is I hope you're enjoying it. I can't tell you what to enjoy, but I hope you're appreciating it. And don't just harp on the fact, well, he's never been really great in the postseason. Well, he's an all-time great player. Check out Ted Williams' stats in the 2 World Series he played in. Not that great. Not that great. Does that take away from the fact that he might be the greatest hitter who ever lived? I don't think it does. Ernie Banks never got to the postseason. One of the greatest shortstops who ever lived. Don't let the destination and the inability for the Yankees to get to the ultimate destination of winning a championship, don't let that take away from what you should be enjoying and appreciating. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to the phones. Terrence in Niagara Falls, you're first today. What's up, Terrence?
Hey, how's it going? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I'm actually on the Canadian side, so it's been a blessing to have you guys on YouTube so I can tune in live to the show every day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Just wanted to say, Judge, I'm 32. I grew up diehard Yankees fan. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, and I believe I ever will see. It's crazy to watch. It's historical. Last night's home run. I was on the couch covering my eyes once we went down 6-1. It was life-changing.
Well, I mean, it definitely had that feel to it. I mean, I don't blame anybody. Really, I don't blame anybody for being downtrodden and essentially giving up. I don't blame them. I blame them for putting it out into the universe and saying these terrible, terrible things about what a choked team they are. And that's not just Yankee fans. It's the team. It's the people that are rooting for the Yankees to lose. And I don't even have a problem with that, everybody. I don't. If you're a Red Sox fan, you should root for the Yankees to lose. If you're a Met fan, you should root for the Yankees to lose. You should. I've been preaching that all the time. All the time. But I'd say just take your foot off the accelerator. If you're Met fans, when they're down 6-1, why do you have to, at that point, put out, the Cancun memes? Can't you wait until it's official? And Toronto fans, wow, they can't wait to jump me because of the stuff I said in July. Can't wait. They're already sending out like videos of when I said you don't celebrate in July, you hang on the rim in October. They sent it out at 6-1. Then they got strangely quiet. Same thing with Red Sox fans. You should be rooting against the Yankees. You should want the Yankees to lose because if the Yankees win, it makes you look bad. Same thing with Met fans. If the Yankees win, it makes you look bad. But I would just say, show a little discretion in let's not post all of these nasty Yankee stink memes at 6-1. Let's wait until like the final out. Then flood it. Go for it. Then you deserve it. You've earned the right to laugh. But I just wonder, the people that do that, do you feel dumb now? Do you feel like chagrin? Like, wow. But I don't think that you have the shame gene. I just don't. You don't have the gene to embarrass yourself. Yeah, I see some big-time influencers out there, whatever you want to call them, people that are big in the business and make a lot of money. I envy them for making a lot of money. But I will tell you this, if I had to do what they do to get looks and clicks and stuff like that, I'd be embarrassed. And you know how much I love money. If you've listened to the show, I wouldn't do that to myself. I have some form of pride. I know you're just trying to agitate, and that's okay. That's the rules of what you do. I would take a pass. I couldn't do it. You know when I go back at you? Or when I have the last laugh, when it's over. Like for that subset of Met fans that kind of attacked me all year about the Soto stuff, when the Mets were officially eliminated, that's when I kind of had the laugh. I didn't do it while that last week was going on because you never know how it's going to turn out. So all the people that are rooting against the Yankees, and there are lots of people. I mean, the Yankees are a team that's hated by people that are not Yankee fans. And ironically enough, they seem to be hated by some Yankee fans too, which I'll never understand. Just wait until it's official. Maybe they lose tonight, and then you could say it. But maybe they win tonight, and then maybe they win on Friday, and then you have nothing to say until they fall behind against Seattle or Detroit. It's a never-ending drama. And that's what I mean about Judge, just bringing it full circle. So he's the celebrated one today because of an unbelievable performance. But if he doesn't do it today, you'll go at it again. I guarantee you, if he comes up in the fourth inning tonight with the bases loaded and strikes out, boom, turn to social media and you'll see all the same tired old tropes. That's just the way it is. Butch in Florida. Butch.
Hey, how you doing, Michael?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I wanted to bring up something. First of all, Ken Rosenthal yesterday just really rubbed me wrong. How he starts the broadcast talking about the Toronto player, the guy who hit 2 home runs. He's a great player. He's being paid to be a great player. Right. Judge, I remember in 2017, his rookie year, we were playing in Cleveland in the playoffs, and I was flying in from Deerfield to go to the 2 games. I almost didn't want to go because they lost such a heartbreaking game, and Girardi made some questionable calls, and he was really being criticized. Went to the game, and Girardi got booed badly. Well, that game was a 1-0 game that Aaron Judge robbed a home run during that game. He robbed, I forget who hit it, but he made a great play in right field, stole a home run from the guy. The second game they played, they won that game 1-0. Tanaka was outrageous that game. He was great. Second game, Judge got up in, I think, the second inning and hit a double. They scored 3 runs, and they ended up winning that game. Now, for somebody like Rosenthal to say Judge never had great moments, that was his rookie year. His greatness speaks for how many playoff games he's been in. He brings his team. He makes his team better. Guerrero, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is his first playoffs.
No, it's not. No. It's in the Butch. Thank you for the very, very rambling talk. It was Lindor he robbed of the home run. It's not his first playoffs. He was 3 for 22 in the previous playoffs that he played in, where the Blue Jays didn't win a game. But if you're Ken Rosenthal rubbed you the wrong way. Why? Vlad Guerrero has been otherworldly in this series. You're not going to celebrate him? I mean, people. I mean, that has been the narrative, that Judge hasn't come through. I think it's somewhat overblown. He has not played to the level of which he's played in the regular season. That's true. But he has come through. The home run off Clase, a guy who had an under 1 ERA last year, that was pretty big. He had a home run, by the way, in Game 5 of the World Series, too. And a double and 2 walks. So you could sense it was starting to turn around. He's been a beast this postseason. Before yesterday, singles and 1 double. I do want to say one thing before I forget. Joe Davis's call of the Judge home run, perfect. Picture perfect. Magnificent call. If it's fair, it's his moment. I mean, in one short sentence, he summed up exactly what that home run was. Just a brilliant call by Joe Davis, who's a really, really outstanding broadcaster. All right, we'll continue to talk with you. I'm sure a lot of people want to talk about what's going on. Do you feel more hopeful than you did yesterday? 1-800-919-3776. It's Wednesday. We talked to Mike Lupica at 2:30, so we'll do that. Stick around. The K Show right here on 880 ESPN.
Wednesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Judge's signature October moment helped the Yankees avoid elimination.
The 1-out 0-2 pitch from Varland to Judge. Swings and sends one down the line in left. That is off the pole. A 3-run home run to tie the game.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet, Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it.
Honey, this is it. Shot clock winding down. Trailing by 2.
When you can't miss the last shot, and neither can he. Don't take slow for an answer.
Pastrello shoots. Didn't see it coming.
Switch to Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at just $40 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today.
What went through your head on the last shot?
It all happened so fast.
Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters, but those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Rich Eisen here. As you all know, I care deeply about pediatric cancer research and awareness. That's why I'm proud to talk about Hyundai Hope on Wheels. For over 27 years, every Hyundai sold has helped fund life-saving pediatric cancer research. Together with over 850 dealers nationwide, they've raised more than $277 million, supporting over 25,000 kids in their fight against cancer. At Hyundai, hope isn't optional. It comes standard. Visit HyundaiUSA.com and search Hyundai Hope on Wheels to learn more.
You know, the best thing about doing this show is that you really do get the pulse of the people every single show. Things that are on their mind, things that they're worried about, things that they hate. How you feeling about Devin Williams now? Thought he had a great line yesterday, and he got cheered when he came off the mound after getting 4 big outs yesterday. And he said it was a lot better than what I usually hear. And I mean, that really humanized him, because ball players do hear what you say. And they hear the boos. They do. They say they don't, but they do. So the people that wanted to run him out of town, that said with unbelievable certitude, Boone should be fired if he ever uses him again in a big spot. Yes, it was a pretty big spot. Pretty big spot. Just saying. Just saying. I preached this a long time, and you're probably sick of me preaching it. It's a long season. You can't give up on somebody that quickly. Can't fall in love with somebody that quickly. Just because somebody gets off to a good start doesn't mean they're a great player. Let it breathe for 162. Let it breathe for 162. Because I know you all were against Anthony Volpe during the season. You had every right to. He had a bad season. And then he hit in the first series against the Red Sox. Well, you know what? Maybe we're wrong. And now he's really struggling again. I think he has 11 strikeouts in the last 16 plate appearances. It's just unacceptable. I don't think that Boone will change the lineup today. Probably doesn't want to mess with the karma. But he's an automatic out. He looks lost at the plate. Again, the ebb and flow of the season. It's easy to give up. It's easy to fall in love. I guess it's not that easy to just be chill and let it happen in front of you. You have emotions, and because of social media, you have a megaphone, and sports talk radio, you have a megaphone to, magnify those feelings. Again, I just wonder that those that, wanted to run Devin Williams out of town, do you feel a little silly now? Or does that not matter? Ryan in New Jersey. Ryan.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you, Ryan?
Good. It's perfect. You just brought up Devin Williams. That's what I was about to ask you. I think it's his last 12 starts. Hasn't let up a run, so I'm really good.
Mm-hmm.
I know
been
the
very
season
good.
as a whole hasn't been that good, but do you think the Yankees should bring him back next year, or what are you thinking about that?
I don't think they will, Ryan. I don't think they will. I don't know if he's comfortable in New York. I think he's got more comfortable as the season has gone on. I think he has, of all the Yankee relievers, I think he has the best stuff, the most unhittable stuff. But there's other things involved too. How do you handle it? And, he's lost a closer role twice now, but has settled in nicely setting up Bednar. I don't think they'll bring him back. And I'm not sure they should. Now, if they could get him at a reasonable price because, he lost a closer role and maybe the bidding's not going to be that high, maybe I would. If I can get him for like 3 years, $30 million, yeah, I would. But he's probably going to look for big money as a closer. I mean, before this year, you can make the argument that he's the best closer in baseball for the last 4 years. He's kind of lost that title this year, but, a big postseason, though, certainly enhances his value again. And I think he might make so much more money that the Yankees would not swim in those waters. And I don't think the Yankees will offer him a qualifying offer because then you'd have to pay a reliever for 1 year about $21 million. Henry in Long Island. Henry.
Hey, Michael, what's up?
How you doing, Henry?
Good. So I just want to say, I was talking about, I like what you said about Judge and just how perfect the moment was. After Rodón let up those 6 runs, it was really hopeless. And then the Yankees come back a little bit, and I almost felt even more disappointed because I was like, geez, we only had some starting pitching to give us a chance. Not saying the Blue Jays weren't hitting tremendously well, but
yeah, it's kind of weird though, Henry, what has happened with their starting pitching. Because Fried was unbelievable against the Red Sox, and I thought Rodón was good. I didn't think he was at his top against the Red Sox. 6 innings, 3 runs is a 4.50 ERA. And then, he started the 7th inning losing the plate, throwing 8 straight out of the zone. So I thought he was okay, and the Yankees ended up winning that game. But, Fried was the Yankees starting in the series been awful. Heel was awful, Fried was awful, and Rodón was awful. And they have to hope they get better from the kid, Schlittler, tonight. Let's go to David on the east side. David.
Michael, that Judge home run was one of the greatest baseball moments I've ever seen. I swear to God, I was waving at that ball like Carlton Fisk. When it hit the foul pole, oh my goodness, Joe Davis nailed the call. We all felt it. It made me think how different that moment was from the great Yankee playoff home runs from the 90s dynasty, Tino, Brocious, Mr. November. This new era of Yankees baseball, let's call it the Judge era since 2017, it's totally different from the Jeter era. Jeter won right away multiple times. That was awesome. That was my childhood, but I kind of like this redemption arc of the Judge era. We're on an 8-year ride so far with this guy. Will he or won't he get his ring? Will he or won't he have his moment? There's a Cinderella story mentality to it that's kind of new for Yankees fans.
Well, it's certainly that's a different take, David, and I would agree. He did not find team success right away. He found individual success immediately with the 52 home runs and the home run in his first game. So, followed by Tyler. I guess Tyler Austin was first. It was back-to-back Austin and Judge, either one way or the other. But he has not had the team success. And Jeter had both individual and team. And maybe it takes time. Maybe it takes time like it took Alex to have the success with the Yankees. He got here in 2004, and the first 3 games against the Red Sox, he was money. And the series before that, he was money. And then he fell apart like the rest of the team. And then he was not right after that until 2009. So maybe it will take time. I think hitting in big spots and hitting in pressure-packed moments, I don't think it's something that doesn't take some trial and error. I think it's an acquired skill. And I think that once you have that success, then you can march up to the plate every single time and feel, well, I've done it before, so you don't feel as much pressure. And maybe that tipping point for Judge was yesterday in terms of big hits. Maybe. We shall see. I don't know if this gets remembered if the Yankees lose tonight. I think it will. I mean, we'll recall it fondly. But it's like the Andy Chavez catch. Don always talks about that against the Cardinals. It was an unbelievable catch. But do we remember it as fondly as we should? Because they ended up losing the series. So the Yankees have to win this series for this to be really immortalized forever. I think it'll be a fond memory for people that experienced it, and it should be because it was a very special baseball moment, but it only becomes ultra special if they end up going on to win. Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer that you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. Visit FanDuel.com/K to download the FanDuel app today and get started. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 Million Raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Hey, Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 7 p.m., Yankees face another elimination game against the Blue Jays in the Bronx. You can hear the game right here on ESPN New York, again, 7 p.m., first pitch. And you could see the pregame show on Yes at 6 o'clock and the postgame show following the final pitch. So turn over after the game's over to Yes. 3 p.m., the Tigers and Mariners are in Detroit for Game 4 of the ALDS Series, and the Mariners lead that one 2-1. 5 p.m., the Cubs host the Brewers for Game 3 of their NLDS Series, and the Cubs are trailing that one 0-2 to Milwaukee. This game will be in Wrigley. 9 p.m., the Dodgers look to eliminate the Phillies in Los Angeles. All of those games that I just mentioned can be heard on 1050 ESPN. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glass up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Very quickly, some basketball stuff. So it came out right toward the end of our show yesterday. Shams Charania reporting that the Bucks had talks with the Knicks regarding Antetokounmpo, because Antetokounmpo said he wasn't sure he wanted to stay in Milwaukee if they didn't have a chance to win. And he wanted to go to the Knicks. So they talked. Nothing could come of it. Remember, the Knicks use their coveted assets to get Mikal Bridges, the 5 first-round draft picks. Maybe they didn't think that Antetokounmpo was going to shake loose. It's going to be very tough to make that deal. And, I think they'll have another chance if they want when they see how it plays out at the trade deadline the first week of February. And that's also on February 1st, the first time you could trade Bridges after he just signed his new contract. But I laugh when people go, well, the Knicks don't have anything that Milwaukee would want. Really? So if Milwaukee traded Antetokounmpo, they'd want to start from zero? Don't you think they'd want to get back Karl Anthony Towns, a 29-year-old all-star, all-NBA player? And another piece, maybe a Hart or a Bridges or an Anunoby? How are they out of it? Because they don't have air? They don't have those 5 first-round draft picks? Now, you could say Leon Rose probably used those picks earlier than he should have, but who knows if this is ever going to happen, the whims of a player. Milwaukee's not going to be that terrible. So maybe Antetokounmpo stays there. He has another year left on his contract after this one. Maybe he gets more serious in the offseason where the Knicks know what they have. And one quick thing about a guy I like, and he's part of the lead broadcast team at ESPN. Richard Jefferson spoke yesterday and said players don't really care at all if Kawhi Leonard got paid $28 million under the table. And the quote is, players have shown zero outrage. Well, Richard, why would they? Why would players show outrage? They also would like to be paid under the table to circumvent the cap. It's the owners that should show outrage if, in fact, this happened. That Steve Ballmer circumvented a very carefully crafted situation and cap situation to bring Kawhi Leonard back. Saying that the players don't care, I mean, that's from the theater of the obvious. Why would they care? They want the same such deal for their owners. That puts pressure on their owners to do the same thing. That's why it's such a terrible thing if it happened. And the owners should be red hot about it. Red hot about it. Not the players. Richard, why is that even a point to make? What player would be upset that Kawhi got $28 million under the table? Not one, because they wish it was them. The owner should be upset. Let's go to Alex in Midtown. Alex.
Hey, Michael. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I lost my voice because I was at the game last night.
How was it?
Oh, my God. Well, you could feel when they went up 6-1, you could just feel the energy was completely taken out of the entire place. But it only lasted a half inning because then we cut the lead in half, and I think we all knew we're just a 3-run home run away from tying it. And sure enough, Judge gave I erupted like I've never erupted in my life. That was the greatest game I've ever attended for sure. But I actually want to give the praise and attention to Boone and the bullpen. He pushed all the right buttons, and every single one of them deserved to be individually praised. Cruz, Hill, Doval, Williams, and Bednar. I mean, they did what our starting pitching have not been able to do. They shut down this Blue Jays lineup. Tim Hill faced the top of the order. I mean, he was a warrior. And, yeah, you brought up Devin walking out to a standing ovation. I mean, you could see his body language. He's much more confident.
Do you know that he had not pitched multiple innings since 2023? He just doesn't do that. So he did something that he's just not comfortable doing and did it great yesterday.
Yeah. No, he was lights out. And
I've got to warn you, Alex. You have to be careful, though. I mean, you just complimented Boone. There's a lot of people that are going to jump you. You can't do that, man. That's just
Bring
not
it.
done.
I welcome it. I want it. Bring the heat.
Are you going tonight?
I might be going tonight. I don't know. I'm on call for it. I was really lucky and blessed. I was in a suite. Michael, the chicken tenders in these suites, they're different than the ballpark tenders. They are really special.
I'll tell you, I did review the ballpark tenders, and it was by far the best I had in the majors this year. I mean, it's not even close how good they were. And people, of course, are going to cast aspersions. Well, you know, you're the yes announcer, the Yankee announcer. Of course, you're going to say that. No, I wouldn't have to give it the score I gave it. I think the chicken tenders are great, and I think the chicken tenders at Madison Square Garden are great. And I've been in the suite a couple of times, and I think it's pretty much equal to what they sell on the stands. Let's go to Steve in New Fairfield. Steve.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I want to talk about Judge, but real quick. I always wanted, especially you, to ask you this question. Your history as a beat reporter, a writer, and of course broadcasting for how many years. Do you cringe, or do you want to throw your colleagues under the bus? This bothers me. Maybe I'm a cranky 50-year-old.
I'm having a hard time understanding you, Steve. I'm sorry. Call back because I'm intrigued by what you were asking, but there are cars going in the background. I couldn't hear, and I don't think that our listeners could hear either. Let's go to Joe in Brooklyn. Joe.
Hi, Mike. I'm a first-time caller. And everyone's talking about Judge, rightfully so. I just wanted to remark again how incredible it is to have someone competent at third base play, Ryan McMahon. It just feels incredible watching a guy to make that throw first every single time with ease. And even, honestly, Caballero, not bad defensive stuff when he was substituted in. I wanted to ask you, what are we going to do long-term with someone like Volpe? He's not overcoming his defensive shortcomings with offensive output. What do we do? Do we move him to second once Jazz leaves? Or do we transition him to some sort of utility role? What do you think is going to be done?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Yankees have a lot invested in him. They let a lot of players come and go that they could have had play shortstop because they believe so much in this guy. So I think that he gets a longer leash. I think that what's going to happen next year is that they're probably going to spring training and say there's a competition between Caballero and Volpe. And I think Volpe will end up winning the competition. Now, you say the offense isn't making up for bad. He's played very well defensively of late. During the season, no. And then the 19 errors tell you he didn't. But he's back to what he was in the first year. He's charging the ball, playing aggressively, showing good range. So, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Volpe. I know that they have an affinity for him, and they have a true belief in him. They think that he's a really good player that has not been able to reach that yet. Maybe they feel, well, okay, we have to work harder to tap into it. But I don't think his demise is imminent. I don't see him shifting to second base. And you at least have, Jazz for another year before he becomes a free agent. But the Yankee defense wasn't great yesterday because Jazz Chisholm did not throw the ball home immediately. Could have gotten Davis Snyder. He didn't do that. So that was not a great moment right there. But it was much better than the Blue Jay defense. The Blue Jay defense completely betrayed them and let the Yankees in the game. The error by Connor Falefa ended up leaving in a run. The drop pop-up by Barger ended up leading to the 3-run home run by Judge. The botch double that could have been caught by Santander. That wasn't scored an error. So that was very, very, very unlike the Blue Jays. Blue Jays play good defense, but maybe the crowd unnerved them. I talked to people that were at the ballpark. They said it was deafening, and it was hard for the fielders to actually say anything or hear each other. But the pressure kind of shifts a little bit to the Blue Jays now. And you could see the way John Schneider managed that game. He didn't want any part of this game tonight because you have a bullpen game lurking, and he took Bieber out of a game that they were leading 6-3 to go to the bullpen. And it reminds me of what Cora did with Bayo. Cora wanted no part of a Game 3 in the wild card. He wanted to nail it down in Game 2. He didn't want to mess around with Bayo struggling. He took him out. Yankees won that game, and then Schlittler did what he did in Game 3. And Schneider didn't want to mess around with Bieber, who wasn't fooling the Yankees, so he took him out with a lead and goes to Varland, and that obviously did backfire, and now Varland's going to start the game. So we're going to get a rematch of Varland against Judge in the bottom of the first inning, which is kind of great. Looking forward to that. All right, we'll talk about the matchup tonight with the bullpen for the Blue Jays and Schlittler for the Yankees. What can we expect of Schlittler coming off an all-time great start against the Red Sox? It's the K Show right here on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet, Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Your fantasy roster is set, the smack talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have another elimination game tonight at Yankee Stadium. It should be fun. Now, before we get into breaking it down, sometimes I think we're living in a simulation. So Jazz Chisholm Jr. hit the big home run that broke the 6-6 tie, made it 7-6. Before that, the camera caught him yawning. So everybody said, well, he doesn't care, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I care about a lot of things. I yawn all the time. I'm exhausted all the time. Yawning all the time. I've been since I was a kid. But Jazz Chisholm Jr. actually addresses it on X right now. He goes, I yawn all day long, day and night, so say what you want. Imagine like Babe Ruth sending out a tweet. I eat hot dogs all the time. So what if I vomited in the dugout? I mean, everything's getting addressed now. Everything. So athletes that say, well, I don't hear what's being said. I don't hear the outside. They all hear the outside noise. Every one of them hears the outside noise. It's so funny. So Jazz said, I yawn all the time. I feel that. I yawn all the time as well. So a bullpen game for the Jays. And I think they might have a surprise in store. Because throughout the broadcast, John Smoltz kept mentioning, who knows, maybe they go to Yasavich if there's a game 4. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why he kept saying it. I'm sitting in the Yes Network offices with Bob and Jack and John Flaherty, and we all kept looking, well, why is he saying that? Why would they ever pitch Yasavich on 2 days rest? Why would you risk a valuable young arm like that? Why? But the fact that they said it, see, it's different in the postseason where each broadcast crew, national broadcast crew, gets like 15 minutes in the manager's office alone with him. And they'll tell you stuff off the record. They'll tell you stuff that you could say on the record just to give you background on what's going on. And I wonder if during that meeting, John Schneider said, if there's a game 4, we might use Trey. I can't believe that they would do that. But after the game yesterday, Schneider came out and said, everybody's available tomorrow. He didn't say everybody but the starters. So I think it's more likely that we will see Kevin Gausman at some point because today's his throw day. So they just won't have him throw before the game. And he could come in, maybe give them 2 innings, maybe give them 3. I think the Yankees would welcome that. Is he going to be as effective working on 3 days rest as he did when he had all that rest leading into game 1. So the Blue Jays are kind of behind the 8 ball when it comes to their pitching. So they're going to start Louis Varland, who's the guy who gave up the home run, to Judge. And he used to be a starter with the Twins. But the most he's pitched this year is 2 innings in a game. So the most he's going to give them is 2 innings. And then all the parade of pitchers that we saw yesterday, we'll see that parade again, and the Yankees handled all of them. The ones we didn't see yesterday, Jeff Hoffman and Sir Anthony Dominguez. And I'm sure if the game's close, we'll see them toward the end. But everybody that we saw yesterday, I'll read the names: Mason Fluharty, Louis Varland, Braden Fisher, Brendan Little, Yariel Rodriguez, Tommy Nance. They're going to have to cover 9 innings. Now, the Yankees go into the game, and they're thinking, well, we don't have to cover 9 innings. Hopefully, they have to maybe cover 3. Because I don't know if you could realistically expect Schlittler to do what he did against the Red Sox. Because when somebody pitches an all-time great game, you can't expect them to go out the next time and pitch another all-time great game. That's why there's only been one pitcher who's pitched no-hitters on consecutive starts, Johnny Vandermeer. It's hard to be great 2 times in a row. And Schlittler was great to a level that had never been done before. No one had ever pitched 8 innings of no-walk, 12-strikeout baseball in a playoff game. And he did. Now, there's some other factors, too, that would lead you to believe that he can't be that great tonight. He could be good, and if he's great, I tip my cap and go, wow, was I wrong? The Yankees really have themselves a superlative star here. Because Cam is 0-1 with an 8.10 ERA against Toronto this year. So one game in Toronto, he pitched 5 innings. He was in trouble a lot, but he kept it within, battling distance. I think he gave up 2 runs in that game. But the last time he faced the Blue Jays was the beginning of September at Yankee Stadium. And he went 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. And Vlad, in those 2 starts against Schlittler, is 4 for 5. So, not to cast aspersions on the Red Sox, but I think that they would agree as well. The Red Sox offense is not a scary offense, especially without Roman Anthony. It's just not, it's not a scary offense. Another guy we didn't see yesterday, Eric Lauer. So there's a possibility you could see him. But it's not a scary offense, the Red Sox. They're gritty. They battle. They take the extra base, all of those things. But there's nobody in that lineup that you desperately fear. I mean, Bregman has a track record. At Yankee Stadium, you don't fear him. That's why the Yankees didn't sign him. They didn't think that his power played at Yankee Stadium. It plays in Houston, and it plays at Fenway. And there's guys that could hurt you, but there's no Aaron Judge in there. The Blue Jays are a different animal. The Blue Jays have people that could scare you. I think you have a future Hall of Famer in Vlad Guerrero. George Springer Jr. has always been an outstanding postseason performer. Addison Barger can really hit. Alejandro Kirk can really hit. Now, I know they struck out 11 times yesterday. They're not a swing and miss team. So it'd be really odd to see Schlittler strike out 12 Blue Jays. If I'm the Yankees, here's what I'm looking for from Cam Schlittler. Give me 6 innings. And we'll take it from there. We'll take it batter from that, batter there. Now, if he's dominant, oh, well, then all bets are off. You let him pitch the 7th, you let him pitch the 8th, just like they did against the Red Sox. But I think it's asking an awful lot of a rookie making his 15th professional start to be great again in an elimination game. So what you root for is that he's good. And what you root hard against is that he's not terrible like he was on September 5th. 1 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. That's what you don't want. But the Yankee bullpen was not overtaxed yesterday. Yeah, they were all used for the most part. They didn't use Weaver. They didn't use Warren. And they didn't use Blackburn. But everybody that was used is definitely usable again. So they can cover those 9 outs. Schlittler has proved that the enormity of the moment does not move him. The pressure of the moment does not set him back. I mean, he's facing the Red Sox, his boyhood team. All of his friends are Red Sox fans. All the hate that he was getting on social media, and he went out there and he shoved. He was great. Just great. So I don't think the bigness of the moment, I don't think this is bigger than that moment. Yeah, it's an elimination game, so was that. If the Yankees got eliminated in the wild card round, their season would have been looked at as a colossal failure. If they get eliminated in the division round, it would be looked at as a failure, but it wouldn't be colossal, and it wouldn't be the Red Sox you were losing to. So I don't think the pressure is the same. And now he's conquered pressure before. I said this earlier about hitters. Once you come through in big moments, you know you can always come through in big moments, so you're not afraid of the unknown. There's no unknown for Cam Schlittler. The only unknown is, did the Blue Jays go to school on how he pitched the Red Sox? And since he pitched against the Blue Jays last, Schlittler said this yesterday. He said, I'm a different pitcher than I was 3 weeks ago, and he is. He incorporated a two-seamer, which I think really flummoxed the Red Sox. But remember, the Blue Jays don't strike out a lot. They get on base. They foul balls off. They run high counts. So he might get to 100 pitches in the fifth inning against this Blue Jay team. It's not going to be easy. I think the Yankee offense could do pretty well against the bullpen game. It'll be interesting to see if the Blue Jays are just shattered by blowing a 6-1 lead and, they're beaten down just a little bit. I'll give you one positive note, that after they took the lead, the Yankees did face Guerrero twice, once in the seventh, once in the ninth. He popped up the second, and he grounded out on a beautiful play by Caballero to end the game. They had not been able to get him out. He had a home run in the first. He intentionally walked and flew through the air and scored at home plate like Superman. That was in the third. Then he had a single left in the fourth. That was the last batter that Rodón faced. No. That was the last batter that, let me see, that Doval faced. No, that was the last batter that Cruz faced. And then they brought in Doval. So maybe they solved the Vlad Guerrero problem. Who knows, though? He's such a great hitter. We'll see. But they did get him out the last two times. So small victories, right? Small victories. One thing I wanted to mention, which was a big play in the game, it looms so large. In the fifth inning, the Yankees take the 7-6 lead on the home run by Jazz. And then Rosario, who had pinch hit in the third and fouled out to the catcher, doubles to left field. After Volpe strikes out for the third time that night, Austin Wells picks up an RBI single. He gets thrown out at second on the throw. But an RBI single that scores Rosario. I can't begin to tell you how enormous that base hit was. And I'm going to tell you why as I turn the sheet around. I'm looking at the scorecard from yesterday. Because that allowed the Yankees to get Tim Hill through the sixth inning. So Hill came in the fifth and struck out Barger. Now, the first batter up in the sixth is Jimenez. He's a left-handed batter, so you keep Hill in to face him. He flies out to right. Now, if it's a one-run game, that's it for Hill. They're going to take him out. But since it's a two-run game because of the Austin Wells single, you can allow him to go batter to batter before you go to the bullpen because the lead's not on the line. So they leave him in to face Springer, ground ball is short. They leave him in to face Davis Snyder, fly ball to left. You're not allowed to do that unless you drive in that eighth run. You're just not. Boone can't do that. He has to then go earlier to Devin Williams. Instead, you work a 1-2-3-6 with Hill. Then you bring in Williams. He works a 1-2-3-7. Then in the eighth inning, gives up a single to Clement. Clement was 4 for 4 yesterday. They leave him in to face Santander. He strikes Santander out. Then they bring in Bednar, and Bednar gets 5 in a row. That's how it works. So that looked like something that was swallowed up in all the hoopla about the Judge home run, which was deserved. But that RBI single by Wells was enormous for them to flesh out the bullpen the rest of the way. Let's go to Bill in Delaware. Bill.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Bill.
I'd like to get your comment on what would be the numbers if you take into consideration American League, National League. It doesn't make any difference because the numbers are there. But what would Judge be able to do if they had the stones to actually pitch to him instead of waving the four fingers?
I mean, would they walk him like, what was it, 20? Intentionally walked him? I have to check, but I think it's around 30. So if you think he hits a home run once every 11 at-bats, once every 12 at-bats, then I guess he'd have close to 3 more home runs. And he'd have more RBIs. I get it, but that's part of the game. Barry Bonds was once walked 120 times in a year, intentionally. You work around it. The other guys have to pick you up. And it's funny because the Yankees have actually hit over 300 following a Judge intentional walk. And yesterday, he was intentionally walked, 1 out, nobody on in the 6th. Bellinger then followed with a double, moving him to 3rd, then a sac fly, ends up scoring him. So they got hurt. They actually got hurt by intentionally walking him. That's what you do. That's how you stop it. Make sure the team gets hurt. Let's go to Tom in East Rutherford. Tom.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for having me on.
You got it.
What an instant Yankee classic. And I got to say, I'm so happy for you that you didn't have to face the trolling from your friend Blue Jay and analyst Jamie Campbell. I know he had those brooms out and ready to troll you, Michael. He could go shove those brooms where the sun doesn't shine. So that's first things first.
Well, he always does. I found out later, every sweep that the Blue Jays have, they use a broom. So it wasn't just the Yankees.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh,
Yeah.
All right. You had a little riff with him there, so I
Oh,
took
yeah,
a little
but
added
we've
motivation
patched it up.
in the
He's a good
series.
guy. He's a
You
good
patched
guy.
it. All right, I'm happy to hear that. I got a couple of things. I don't know what Mets and Red Sox fans specifically are going to say about Judge. I mean, the guy only came into yesterday's game batting .444, and with that
And it still wasn't
monster
good enough.
home run yesterday, tying the game up. I mean, we got to put the unclutch gene aside now. I think the narrative might be moving forward that they'll say is, he doesn't take the ball every 5th game and pitch. I don't know what they're going to say about Aaron Judge. He's been phenomenal and carried us.
I would agree, but I will tell you this, Tom. The narrative will change if he doesn't come through tonight. That's the world we live in now. And, the other teams that are rooting against the Yankees, they're never going to give love to Aaron Judge. Can't expect it. So if you're a Yankee fan, don't get upset with it. I mean, Red Sox fans trolling, Met fans trolling. I don't understand. I mean, you have to have a special sort of sack to be so overt in your trolling when your team's home watching. I mean, really, think about that. The hubris that you must possess to mock a team like if the Yankees got swept by the Blue Jays when both teams are home. And I don't blame the Red Sox for rooting against the Yankees, Red Sox fans. And I don't blame Met fans for rooting against the Yankees. They should. But I would save the trolling, as if you didn't do anything when you're not even there. You're not playing right now. Now, if the Blue Jays beat the Yankees, their fans, they have the right to troll because they beat you and they're moving on to the ALCS. But Met fans and Red Sox fans, it's almost like a pipe down situation. Really, what leg do you have to stand on? The Red Sox blew a 1-0 lead in a best of 3, and they're home. And the Mets couldn't beat out the Reds and didn't go to the playoffs, and they're home. So to take, premature joy in the Yankee misfortune, again, it takes a certain sort of mindset. I would kind of like pipe down. It's like if you're married and your wife leaves you for another guy, and then she ends up marrying that other guy. And then that marriage ends in divorce. And you're trolling them. Well, she left you first. You're the one who was worse off. Yeah, you're happy that that marriage didn't work out, but I don't think you're in a position to troll anybody because she left you. So the Mets and the And the Red Sox, their fans, be happy if the Yankees lose. I got you. I'm in lockstep with you. But the trolling, I don't get when you're not even here. You're not even here. Daniel in Wilmington. Daniel.
How you doing, Michael? First time caller. Appreciate the show. Been watching you for years and on the Yes Network.
Thank you, man.
I had a question. So if the Yankees win tonight, and due to the struggles of Max Fried in Game 2, how would you feel about Aaron Boone putting Will Warren to start off the game?
Well, didn't Will Warren struggle too?
He did, but he looked a little better than Fried.
Yeah, Daniel, I think you got to go with your ace. I mean, you got to have faith in your ace to actually turn it around. The guy is going to finish in the top 4 in Cy Young. He had a bad outing. Yeah, everybody looks at Andy Pettitte as a great big game pitcher, right? And he is. But he had a lot of bad games in the postseason, too. A lot of big bad games. Game 6 in 2001 against the Diamondbacks. The first game he pitched in 96 against the Braves. Sometimes great pitchers have bad games. You don't give up on them. I mean, what kind of look would that be if the Yankees didn't start Fried in favor of Warren, who did not pitch well in relief? He gave them length and saved their bullpen. I give him credit for that, so he did his job. But when he came in, the game got out of hand. So it's not like you're turning to somebody who is so much better than Max Fried. There isn't anybody on the Yankee staff as a starter who's better than Max Fried. No, you got to go with Fried. Let's go to Steve in New Fairfield.
Hey, Mike. Sorry, I had a bad connection before.
That's all right.
I was just going to ask you. I want to talk about Judge, but real quick, I always wanted to ask you this, especially with your history as a writer, beat reporter, whatever, broadcasting. I get insane. I don't know if I'm just the cranky old man with the empty. These are specifically these two questions from reporters to athletes. What did you think when you hit the homer or you scored the touchdown? Well, athletes must you could see it, their heads in their brains, just like, oh my God, what the hell are you thinking? You just hit a homer. And then the second, Rosenthal asked it last night, and you saw Judge was like, didn't really know what to say. I know it's not a harmful question. It's pretty innocent. And the second question, what does this say about this team? Janae, she's probably a lovely woman. Last year with the Jets. Jets would lose 30-24. They came back, scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth. Question in the locker room. What does that say about this team? It doesn't say crap. We scored 2 touchdowns. I know I'm getting exercise, but do you cringe on this? Do you look? I just look for more thoughtful.
I got to be honest with you, Steve. When I was a writer, I asked that question a lot. What were you thinking? Because we don't know what they're thinking. Now, most of the times they're going to give a homogenized answer. It's not going. But if you watched our post game on Yes, we ran the entire Judge session with the media after the game. I have never heard him so expansive in his answers. And his answer, when they asked him what was on your mind, he said everything went silent. I mean, that's what I want to know. I don't know that feeling. My readers don't know that feeling. I think that's a great question. What was going through your mind? And then he expanded more when he said the sound didn't come back on for him because of the adrenaline until he hit third base. So imagine the ball leaves the bat, everything goes silent. The ball hits the foul pole. He runs. He's looking at his teammates. He's not hearing anything. It's like a guy that doesn't have hearing. And then he hits third base, and finally the adrenaline has calmed down enough that the crowd, he hears them again. That's a great question, Steve. I know that's not the answer you wanted from me, but I always wanted to know what you're thinking because I don't know what he's thinking. I've never been in that situation. And it's up to the player to make it a worthwhile question. Don't blame there's no bad questions. There's some that are kind of hokey, but each writer is working on individual stories, so they're going to ask the question that fits their needs. But what were you thinking? I think everybody wants to know. What did you think? I mean, people ask Joe Carter, what was he thinking as he roamed around the bases to win the World Series for the Blue Jays? Aaron Boone, what were you thinking? You know, that's a great question. When he hit the home run against the Red Sox, he said he was thinking, take this all in. Take this all in. Try to remember it. He had the foresight to think, don't let this just go by and then wonder what you would think. Take it all in. No, I think that's a wonderful question. I really do. If I was still writing, I'd ask it all the time. And if I was doing the interviews like Meredith does on the field, hey, what were you thinking when you hit that home run? Nobody knows what he was thinking. It's up to him to give a good answer. If it's a crappy answer, you're going to think it's a crappy question. No. It's just a bad answer. But it's a great question because it's putting the reader or the viewer in a position that he or she has no idea what it is. They have no idea what it's like to hit a home run like that. They have no idea what goes through the player's head. Excellent question. I'm sorry I didn't give you the answer you wanted, but yours was a good question too. There are no bad questions. There are only bad answers. Mike Lupica will join us in just a moment. I hope you're watching us right now on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, and you're listening on ESPN New York.
Wednesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Judge's signature October moment helped the Yankees avoid elimination.
The 1-out 0-2 pitch from Varland to Judge. Swings and sends one down the line and left. That is off the pole. A 3-run home run to tie the game.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards returns for a new year.
Are you ready to get the show started?
Join host Sean Hannity and special guests and be part of the celebration live in New York. Tickets are available now. Go to foxnation.com/Patriot Awards.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same-day and next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. Jay Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. we can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Out here, pets are always by your side, watching the herd, running fence lines, or asleep at your feet. Pets are some of our favorite customers. When you bring them along to Tractor Supply, we'll always have a treat waiting. And with our price match guarantee, you'll always get the best price on their favorite food, toys, treats they love, and pet meds to keep them healthy. Tractor Supply, for pets out here.
Welcome back to the show. So, what a game yesterday at the stadium. 6-1, they're down. They come back. They win 9-6. They force a game tonight, another elimination game. They'll have, this one, and if they win, another elimination game, but that will also be an elimination game for the Blue Jays on Friday. So I love when games like this take place to get a chance to talk to Mike Lupica because he's seen it and done it all. He's been in the business so long and covered great events. And you can read him in the New York Daily News, MLB.com, best-selling author, and he joins us now. Mike, where does that game fit into your let's say, scheme of greatness?
Well, you know what I was thinking about, Michael? I almost texted you during the game. You know what I flashed back to last night when Judge hit that home run? Leyritz's home run in Game 4 of the 1996 World Series.
Yep.
When obviously different circumstances, obviously World Series, so everything was amplified. The Braves were trying to go up 3-1 that night, and they led 6-0. They didn't lead 6. They led 6-0, and then Leyritz tied it, and they ended up winning. However, they won. But that's how one swing of the bat can change things. It's so funny because people were asking me after the weekend, "Well, are you going to write for before Game 3?" I said, "No. I write one other column a week besides shooting for the lip." I said, "This is why you wait, Michael, because you know what happened last night? Sports happened. And Aaron Judge went from being a guy who was getting vilified for only hitting singles to making one of the biggest swings of his career. And now you look at everything differently, Mike. He might be in the middle of having the kind of October that David Ortiz had for the Red Sox back in 2013 when nobody could get him out, when he just got hit after hit after hit. But what we were reminded of last night is what I just said to you. One swing can change everything. Remember that year in the American League Championship Series? It felt like the Red Sox had nearly gotten no hit for 2 games by the Tigers. I think it was Verlander and Scherzer. Mm-hmm. And then Ortiz hits that home run off of Benoit and changed. It's the one where Torrey Hunter ended up making a V with his legs as he went over the outfield wall at Fenway Park. And everything changed for the Red Sox, and they went on to win the World Series. Here's what I'm going to say. I have a lot of thoughts about where the Yankees are right now. But if they do get out of all these match points, 2 match points against the Red Sox, another match point last night, if they somehow get out of 5 match points and advance to the American League Championship Series, they might be in the process of writing an October story as great as the New York Yankees have ever had.
Wow. I mean, it would be amazing because, and match point's the best way to put it because, their season's been on the line now 3 times and they've come through. This is the 4th time tonight. And it's funny, you almost repeated exactly what I said at the beginning of the show, Mike. This is why sports is so great and intoxicating. And we put up with all the nonsense that goes along with it.
Yes.
And this is why networks pay all this money. It's unscripted. Anything great could happen at any moment. Anything heartbreaking could happen at any moment. That all happened last night. It was so unbelievable.
Mike, I've told this story before, and it's Jim Patterson and his friend Patrick Ledden have written about it in this new book of theirs called Disrupt Everything. The night that we beat the Soviets at Lake Placid in 1980, I'm in the press room afterwards, and I already know that night that I probably just saw the greatest thing I'm ever going to see in sports. And I hear a guy say, "How the heck do you write this?" And I said, no. The nights when you don't want to write are nights when nothing happens. Nights like tonight are why we all got into this business. And you're exactly right. It's why we love sports. Nobody thought the Yankees were going to come back when it was 6-1. I'm not saying that it was an impossible, insurmountable mountain, but they had just gotten thumped twice in Toronto. And then, stuff happens, an error here, all of it. And then the big guy gets up. How he got around on that ball, I'll never know. How that ball didn't hook foul, I'll never know. If it's a foot the other way, Michael, who knows what happens to the 2025 Yankees? But it didn't. It's the line I always quote to you from Semi-Tough, Dreamer Tatum. What could have happened did last night.
I look at Judge, and I said this earlier as well. I want to run it by you. I hope that people that are living in this time appreciate what they're seeing. And I don't want to build them up to be some god, but in terms of sports, you don't see this very often. And the one missing piece of his resume is a game like he had last night. This is a very special, unique player, Mike. I hope people understand it.
Yeah, and Mike, somebody asked me this the other day, and I'm not sure if I know the answer to it, or I have to go through sports history. Say he does go through his career without winning the World Series. Say he does, because as much as we love Donald Arthur Mattingly, Judge is a greater player than he is, okay? Mm-hmm. So Mattingly, not only did he not win a World Series, he never made the World Series. He was a Yankee. He was a great Yankee at the wrong time. Judge has not been a great Yankee at the wrong time. Judge's been a great Yankee at a pretty good time just because of all the chances he's had. And I'm trying to think of someone comparable in sports if he ever did go through his career without winning the World Series.
Ted Williams?
Ted Williams would be probably the best possible example. But here's, my buddy Pete and I come up with stats for you every week, okay? Mm-hmm. I believe that right now the Yankees are about to play their 52nd playoff game that Aaron Boone has managed. Their record in the game so far is 25-26. And because, Mike, we always hear that it's a crapshoot in the playoffs. Well, that's hardly a small sampling, okay? So what I'm saying is they've had their chances. You can't pull it all on Judge, okay? And there have been so many times, I wrote this the other day, where somebody else had the biggest arm in the game the way Cam Schlittler did the other day. There's so many times when the Yankees didn't have the best pitcher on the field, but when it was on the line against the Red Sox, they did. But for all the people who think it's a sure thing tonight for the Yankees because the Blue Jays are doing an opener game, please remember that when the Dodgers season was all on the line last October against the Padres, Dave Roberts threw 9 pitchers. He had an opener game, threw 9 pitchers at the Padres and knocked them out.
What's your feel about tonight? Because Schlittler, I said earlier, it's hard to be great 2 times in a row. I mean, Johnny Vandermeer did it once, but it's hard to be unbelievable 2 times in a row. I don't know if they need unbelievable from Schlittler, but I think they need at least 6 innings of decent baseball.
It's very hard to tell because you know this better than I do, Michael. He did not look great against the Blue Jays. Now, but he didn't pitch against the Blue Jays having just pitched the way he did against the Red Sox with a season on the line. He pitched the game of his life. There's a great line from the old jazz man, Dizzy Gillespie. The professional is the one who can do it again. Mm-hmm. Well, tonight, Cam is going to get his opportunity to do it again. And you know what? It's so funny. One of the oldest cliches in the book, Michael, is momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. Well, in this case, for the Yankees, that may be true. But you know what momentum might be the guy who's out in right field for them tonight, because maybe he's in the middle of a tear that is going to carry them through this week. And again, it's the only comparable swing I can remember lately. And we've seen big October swings, obviously. Bernie back in '96, all the swings. Okay, Jeter being Mr. November. That was a Leyritz moment, except it wasn't Jim Leyritz being the surprise hero last night. It was the guy that the Yankees needed to make the hero swing, and he did. Because he's been hearing it, Michael. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, he's just passing the baton. He's just keeping the line moving. Well, I think he was probably trying to hit home runs, but he was getting knocks instead until the big moment last night. And I mean, I don't even know what his batting average is now for the play. It's crazy, right?
It's over 500, I think. But the funny part is, Mike, this guy. So much is expected of this guy, and heavy is the head that wears the crown. But he was hitting 444 coming into yesterday's game, and people were looking at him as an abject failure. So, I mean, he's expected to do this stuff. Yes, Michael, you're exactly right. I called up a friend of mine, a Yankee fan, last night, because we love the nickname All Rise. I said, All Rise has risen. He has risen. He has. You can go ahead and use that tonight. All Rise. You don't have to give me credit because why start now? But but Michael, to put a bow around this again, it's why we love sports, because when I was writing books for young readers, I used to go to schools and tell kids the beauty of sports is that the next moment is the one when everything changes, except you don't know when that moment is going to come. And so, listen, I was thinking going into this game that the Yankees might have lost this series in game one when Judge didn't make a swing and struck out with the bases loaded when they had a chance to blow game one open in their favor. And then, so he turned things around, and listen, you call all those games every year. You call them year after year. There is no more redemptive sport than baseball, except you're right. This guy didn't need redemption with the series he was having. A lot had happened. But it was once again getting all put on him. And then not only does he hit the home run, he makes that catch in the next inning, which was a huge play at the time, Michael. And also he got into a rundown, which turned out to be big, too, because that rundown allowed Bellinger to get the third where he scored on a sac fly. Other guys just get thrown out at home, and the runner never gets the third. So he had a perfect game. He really did. It's like that time in Reggie against the Dodgers in the World Series when he stuck his hip out. And my buddy John Schuling called it the first sacrifice thigh in the history of baseball. But here's my point, okay? I don't think Reggie in that moment knew exactly the consequences of what he was doing, but instinctively he knew that it was better to get hit by that ball than to not get hit. And it sort of plays in to Judge getting in that rundown last night. Final thing. This is why I love sports, and you and I have been on this earth a long time. I was not with you yesterday. I was in the Yes Studios. And all I know is I'm a 64-year-old, and I was like a child watching that unfold. What else does that for people? I'm sure you were the same way. I mean, you don't have a dog in the fight, but just to see greatness like that, I mean, I'm getting chills even thinking about it. What sports and the happiness it brings people. Michael, I have said this, and I have written this across my entire career. Okay, and sports played at a high level is as much high art as anything we have. The theater, the movies, music, anything. And the beauty of it is, it's what you said before. It's completely unscripted. It's like the greatest live show on earth every night. And I think it was wasn't it the Yankees who used to have that promo at any moment, a great moment. I love that. Well, guess what? It came true last night. Yep, absolutely. Great stuff, Mike. Enjoy the game tonight if you're going to watch. I think I can carve out some time to do that, Michael. Beautiful. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, pal. Bye-bye. Bye. That's Mike Lupica. Yeah, sports happened last night. What a great line. Sports happened. And if you can't appreciate it, even if, no, listen, somebody that's rooting against the Yankees, they didn't like it. But you got to step back and appreciate the greatness of it, the unlikeliness of it. And unlikely isn't even the proper word. It had never been done on a pitch of that velocity and that far off the plate, ever. Since they've been tracking these things, I think it goes back to 2008. No one has hit that ball for a home run, ever, in the history of tracking, ever. And he did it. And he didn't just do it, and it was 8-1 and made it 8-2. He did it with the season on the line, the team's season on the line. Down 6-3. Crowd still not quite in it. Feeling a little bit better than when it was 6-1, but it was 6-3. 100 miles an hour in on the hands. He got his hands in and somehow kept it fair. That is a forever moment. No matter what happens the rest of the series. If it ends tonight, that moment is a forever moment. Now, it's accentuated and it grows in import if the Yankees go on to do great things, but you'll never take away a moment that will live forever in the minds of people that watch and go, wow, do you remember when? Yeah, sports happen. We'll be back.
A dime dropped right down the chimney by Justin Fields to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets have the lead. Be at MetLife Stadium for the Jets and the Panthers on Sunday, October 19th at 1 p.m., presented by JetBlue. Get to the game early and secure the game giveaway, a JetBlue Jets plane magnet while supplies last. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Bally Bet Sportsbook. Yo, Bally Bet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Bally Bet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Bally Bet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Bally Bet, Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Rich Eisen here for Sonos, the speakers that bring every game to life in my own house. With studio quality sound, Sonos makes you feel like you're right there in the stadium. Whether you're cheering on your team, binging your favorite show, or listening to the hottest songs, Sonos fills every room with incredible sound. Setup is easy. Just plug in, open the Sonos app, and you're ready to go. Want stadium quality sound at home just like me? Because I love Sonos. You will too. Explore soundbars, speakers, and more at Sonos.com. Sonos. They look as good as they sound.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
So there's a story in The Athletic. Ken Rosenthal wrote it. About the Judge home run. And Paul Goldschmidt, amazing quote. He said, "It's the best swing I've ever seen. Definitely in person. Maybe all time. Maybe all time." Lewis Varlin, who gave up the home run, he said he made a really good pitch look bad. And Stanton said those pitches don't get hit, let alone that high off the foul pole, staying straight for that long. And Stanton was then told, well, I'm sure other hitters could do that. And Stanton said, show me video of another one. That's how special it was. And we had a chance to watch it. What do you do for an encore, right? What do you do for an encore? I don't know. So tonight, bullpen game for the Blue Jays. And you've got Cam Schlittler going for the Yankees, trying to double up. And I thought, Mike Lupica said it best. This is the fourth match point the Yankees have faced. They've survived the other three. Match point game 2 against the Red Sox. Match point game 3 against the Red Sox. Match point game 3 against the Blue Jays. And another match point today. Do they win this one or do they go home? Does this end the match? And if they win this match point, they get another one on Friday. They certainly don't make it easy on themselves. They don't make it easy. You didn't have to lose the first game to the Red Sox. Didn't have to lose the first 2 to the Blue Jays. You didn't have to. But you did. And this team certainly has a resiliency and a stick-to-itiveness. It would have been easy to roll over and die at 6-1. Nobody would have blamed them. Most people were thinking that. Well, it's over. You read it on social media. Everybody thought it was over. Yankee fans looking for a reason to hate. Oh, they're terrible. Didn't even show up. I love that they didn't show up, like they had no emotion, that it was their fault that Rodón didn't have good stuff last night. They showed up. It finally manifests itself on the scoreboard when they got some big hits, but they showed up. You can lose a game and still show up. That narrative is ridiculous. Oh, they're not even trying to sleepwalking. Pitchers make you look like you're sleepwalking. Let's go to Dre in Long Island. Dre, talk to me.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? First-time caller.
Welcome aboard.
To you and watching. Yeah, I've been watching you for years, man, and just brings me back to when I used to watch Yankeeography. But the only type of moment I've ever seen like this was Rookie of the Year, when the guy hits the ball foul, and in the case last night, Judge actually hit it fair, and it was amazing. But my question to you is, with you covering so much baseball and especially the Yankees, where do you put this moment in Yankees history?
Well, it's hard to answer that now, Dre, because we have to see how the season turns out. I mean, it's not ahead of Leyritz's home run because that helped get the Yankees back into that World Series. It's not ahead of Boone's home run because that got the Yankees to the World Series. It's not ahead of Bucky Dent's home run because it got the Yankees into the playoffs. But to show you how meaningful how it all ends up in where to put the home run, Alfonso Soriano hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series in 2001. That would have been a home run that lived forever in Yankee history. And I'm sure there are fans of a certain age, you don't even know what I'm talking about. It was such a clutch home run, gave the Yankees a lead in Game 7. They were going to win their 4th World Series in a row. And then baseball happened. And Mariano had a very unlikely appearance, and the Diamondbacks came back to win. And that home run is kind of in the ether. So if the Yankees lose tonight, yeah, it's still a forever home run. But in terms of putting it on the list of great Yankee home runs, it drops down exponentially if they don't go on to do what they want to do. It'll just be a home run in Game 3 that extended the series. Just like Soriano's home run is lost in the dustbin of history because the Yankees didn't win. So Leyritz is bigger, Boone is bigger, Bucky's bigger, Reggie's 3 home runs were bigger. I mean, the bigger the stage, the bigger the home run. The bigger that what's at stake makes the home run more important. So I can't answer that question, Dre, until I see how this plays out. Right now, it's pretty darn impressive. Coming up, Don Hahn and Rosenberg. We'll talk more about Game 4 tomorrow at 1, so please tune in then. In the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. See everybody. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the game tonight. Talk to you tomorrow at 1.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast,